Hello, everybody. All right, let me get situated here. Sorry, I'm a little late. Sorry about all the moving around, but let me invite people and then we'll get started. Hi, give me just a second, Nicole. Let me finish inviting people and then won't have my fingers all over the screen. I want to say I think I'm on the upside of this cold. All right, I'm almost done. Yeah, Andrea. Okay, I think I'm almost done, ladies. Okay, I think we got the most of the people. You guys see me? More importantly, can you hear me? Okay, let me see if I can get my notes up at the same time so I can. All right, I can see the notes. I can see my screen. So sorry, I am in office today, so I don't have my tripod with me. I'm not at my home office. But I have good news. I think I'm on the upside of my cold. So I feel the best that I felt in probably about 10 days. All right. So kudos to you for being here live because that means you get 30 extra points. So I'll have to do the point spread for you all to let you guys know where you are with your points. I'll probably do that tonight and get you guys the list. So how are you doing with day 3 items? Hi, Naya. How are you? Andrea, Nicole, Hillary, nice to have you guys on. Let me know how you guys, what you thought of day 3. I haven't seen anybody post for day 2, so just let me know where you guys are with that. I'll pause for a second. All right, so guys, I've got you all down, so I'll get you guys the extra points for showing up live today. So thanks. I thought to myself, if I don't do some bonus points, then we may have some ties. So I've got to get you guys revved up, so we're not. We can get some tiebreakers if we need to. All right. So the question on the table is, how are you guys doing with your day 2 items? I did not see anyone post in the group yesterday their day 2 marketing channels. I know that we talked about it on last night's live, but Let me know if you guys are having any challenges, and then we'll talk specifically about day 3 and what you guys need to be doing on that. Okay, perfect, Nicole. That sounds great. Andrea, did you have any problems with day 2? Are you good with day 2 and picking out your marketing channels for day 2? I know, Naya, that you had commented on the video. Do you have any questions? And then if not, then I'll just start with day 3, give you a little bit of insight there, because some of it may be a little bit redundant for you, but I want to talk about the particulars of day 3 and what you need to be considering for day 3. All right. Any questions before I get started on day 2? How are you guys feeling, I guess, overall with the challenge? Are you guys pleased with the information that you're getting? Are you feeling like it's helping you get yourself organized? Do you still feel like you're ready to launch, or do you feel like you have some more work to do? Talk to me, ladies, about where you guys are feeling, because we are at the halfway point today. Make sure my screen's not frozen and I'm not missing any comments, because, you know, that first day I was kind of lagging and not getting everything that you were saying. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Perfect. Good, Naya. I'm glad to hear that. And I think I saw your note that you are doing an event. You were going to do a friends and family event, a vision board party for December. I think that's great. When were you planning on launching in 2018? Had to rethink a lot. Okay. And that's sort of what the challenge is intended for you to do. That's great, Nicole. That's exactly what the challenge is intended for you to do, is for you to really understand that successfully launching to strangers, acquaintances, or BFFs, or whomever you're going to be launching to, if you want to be successful at it, that it really is a process. It's not a difficult process, but it is a process nonetheless, and that you do need to put some thought into it if you want to see success. So I'm glad that you guys are finding value in it. Good morning, Lila. How are you? I saw that you posted a video. I haven't watched it yet, but I will watch it after this. All right. Okay, so let's get into day 3. And let's talk about, I want to give you a little bit of insight. Now, in day 1, we talked about what your stranger offer was, what your acquaintance offer is, and then what your BFF offer is. And some of you have an event already planned for your acquaintance offer. Some of you are doing webinars. Some of you are doing doing training of some sort, or demos. I think touch space, no problem. Some of you guys are doing training or webinars as your event. The thing that I want you to think about, though, while you are, let me see, you can see my face a little bit better. I don't have my tripod where I'm at today. Some of the things that you want to think about when you're doing this event is that this is not going to be a one-time thing, particularly if you're doing a virtual event. You really need to be thinking about how often you're going to do the event. Are you going to offer it multiple times? Are you going to, when you communicate and you market the event, will you have multiple events for which people can get into it? So as you're building new relationships with strangers and you invite them to your virtual event, will you make it available, record it one time and make it available so that they can see it and rewatch it, right? So if you're not if you're a virtual business provider like I am, I record my webinars. I usually put them in automation and make them available based on set times during the day that people can then opt in to watch those videos and get information. If you're going to do your event even virtually, but you're going to host them live, you want to think about how often you're going to do that and make it available. Because again, this is going to be a cyclical process for which you're going to be continually inviting people into and, moving them down your channel. And so let's say you plan an event. Let's say you're in a 60-day cycle. You plan your event, and your first event is going to be, let's say it's going to be in the second month, and it's going to be the first week, right? Do you want to make sure that you make that event available for those people who can't make the first one? Make it available to them as a live event. As a second event. So think about not only one time, particularly virtual events. So I'm not talking about live events, virtual events. How often and how many times will you make it available for people to watch and learn the same information? You as a business owner, you want to see how many times or let me rephrase this. You want to try and automate as much as you possibly can such that it's reusable. So let's say you have a webinar or a training, and that is your pump up event, right? You're going to do a demo, you're going to do a training, you're going to do whatever it is that your event's going to be, and it's virtual. Make sure that you record it. Make sure that you or pre-record it so that you can host it and make it available multiple times for people to download and watch. The more times that you can automate the process, the easier it will be for you in the long run. So think about frequency of availability. That's one thing. If you're going to be hosting a live event, let's say for people maybe who are doing clothing and they're going to do a fashion show, or they're going to do some sort of showcase. Again, I would recommend that you videotape it. Videotape sounds so old, I know, but that you video it and make it available so that people can view it later, and they can see what great fashions that you showed or what information you showed. So any opportunity that you can record your events, you want to do that. Now, if you're doing a live event, let's say I was working with a lady a couple of months ago. She was creating a journal, and she was going to host an event in November where it was going to be a journal signing event. So for those people who their core offer is a book, and you have a book signing, obviously you can't, recording that's probably not as fun as having people there. She's going to sell tickets. That was going to be her actual core sell. She's going to have a panel of people. That was what she was doing as her ramp up event, right? And so, that's sort of a one type of thing. You really want to ramp up the sale of that, right? Ramp up the marketing of that. So you probably won't record it. You probably want to take pictures so you can post it and you can show people what a great time that you had during the event. But when you have these one type of events, that's where you want to make sure that you have enough lead time in place such that you can, if you are selling it, or even if it's free, that you've got enough lead time in advance of the event so that you can continually communicate. Again, you want to communicate multiple times. You don't want to just put it out there one time and say, okay, I've told people about the event. And then you have one or two people show up and you want to know why you don't have anybody there. Multiple times, multiple posts, multiple invitations, multiple reminders. Again, 7 to 10 times to touch a person for them to actually attend, be reminded, actually show up to an event. So again, you want to make sure that your marketing is going to be repetitive such that you get the attendance that you want. So if you're doing a ramp up, like a pre-sales party, or a reveal party, or a live event, you want to make sure that you have enough lead time in advance of the event such that you can ensure that you've got time to invite people, remind people, rally them up, talk about all of the amazing things that are going to happen in the event. Talk about the gifts that you're going to give at the event, the prizes, whatever you've got to do to ramp it up. But the whole idea here that I want you to be thinking about is these events are intended for you to create a vibe, to create a fever about it, right? So you want to do like pre-event types of things. You want to do pre-event types of activities. So maybe a Q&A before the event, right? A virtual Q&A, or a sneak peek behind the scenes, video behind the scenes of you prepping the event. Again, this is the idea of the events, is particularly live events or events where you are going to be demonstrating something or you're doing training. Leading up to the events, you want to make sure that you're giving sneak peeks, you're giving insider information, getting people excited and revved up about it, talking to them, ask people to participate in how excited they are about participating in the event. That kind of stuff is what keeps people engaged and ramped up. When you have events for your launch, your focus at this point is getting as much engagement and getting as much participation in the celebration of your event and your pre-launch as you possibly can. So hopefully that helps. Let me pause for a second. Let me put it down so I can see if there's any questions. You'll market it in first quarter of the year and launch in second. That sounds like a great idea. You've given yourself plenty of time to do that. Naya, I think that's great. Okay, so do you guys have any questions about the event planning? I've given you some general sort of guidelines when you're thinking about the event. Is I want you to set your first date. Excuse me, if you're going to make it available multiple times in the case of a webinar, what you can do, here are some of the things that I do when I do a webinar. I usually, and particularly when I'm marketing the webinar, let's say I'm going to do a training, and I think, Naya, you're doing a webinar training. Let's say your whole launch period is going to be the first 3 months of the year. I would suggest maybe you do your first webinar so you use the month of January for your planning and, getting everything prepped. Start doing your stranger offer. And then maybe you do your first webinar in February, right? Or late January, depending on where you are in the planning process, right? Your date for your first event, what I do is when I do the first event, I do it live and then I record the event and then I put the webinar in automation. And what that means is that I will have recorded the webinar, recorded it. I normally don't do pre-recordings because I really hate video and I hate having to record myself multiple times because it just puts me in an edit loop. I record it live. So I, invite people to the event. I record it live. I edit it and then I put it in automation. And what that means is that I will then send my ads and host it on a platform where that it just automatically replays based on specific time frames. And then it's automatically done. So if I get good reception and I get good feedback from the live, then I'll put it in automation and then it's on an auto replay. And people can download it. They can access it based on the times that it's available. There's a couple of pieces of software that'll let you do that. Stealth Seminar is one of the software. I actually use ClickFunnels to do my hosting of my recorded webinars once I do it live. I do everything live on Zoom. So that's an option for you. If you're doing a live event, obviously you will only have one date, but what I would want you to think about for your live events, and that's something that we go over in the program is how do you put how do you take something from manual, doing it live, and then put it in automation so that it can be reused, and then post-launch as you start to, depending on how you do your program, if you have a continual, because there's multiple ways you can offer your program. Like my program's the first version that I do the program live. My goal for my smaller programs is to get them where they're on autoplay, meaning I'll do them live with my students and make sure that the content's vetted out, make sure that everything works, that the students are able to consume the content. And as long as that I'm good in that first or second pass, then I'll put it in automation. There's some programs you need to have one-on-one interaction with the students and you don't put it in an evergreen stat. But then there's some programs that lean itself to do that. So depending on where you are with the type of products that you're launching will dictate if you need to actually be there physically to conduct the class or if you can actually do it evergreen. That's a little bit complicated in terms of long-term delivery. But the point is that as many times as you can record yourself and make sure that you make that information available, the less time it'll take you to do it again the next time you get ready to launch. So let's say you do this as a live program every time. You will never have to do the webinar again. All right, so let me make sure I'm following the question. Is there a way to have people view Zoom without downloading the program while live? Zoom requires a download. So that's, well, here, no, let me rephrase that. You can purchase. Zoom has a feature that I just upgraded to, and it's their webinar feature, which is now how I do my webinars that I host in the group live. How that feature works, it's called the webinar feature, Hillary. And what it is it's an add-on to the Zoom plugin. And what you do is you host the webinar, you have it on your computer, and then you stream it live on Facebook. You can stream live on Facebook or on YouTube. So you can have people join your Facebook group or page or wherever you want to host the live at, or join you on YouTube, and you could stream it, and that way they could see it without them having to download the application. That's the way to do it. But I recommend, even for people who have products to, if you're not going to do a live event, to do a virtual party on, at your computer. I've seen some really amazing, I had a coach, a program that I was a part of, and just for the people who were in the program, she did her name is Beneer. She's really amazing. She did this Friday night, I forgot what she called it, but what it was is like we all got on the phone on a Zoom conference, and it was sort of like a meet and greet, and we just sort of talked. And, she had a couple of questions, but it was real casual, but it was really great, like interaction. So I'm just saying technology has the ability to bring people together. And if you're not in a position to be able to do a live event, certainly take advantage of the technology. It's not very expensive. Zoom, the paid version of Zoom, so that you can be on Zoom longer than 40 minutes, is like $14 a month, maybe $19 a month. It's well worth it. Was that the drink mixer, Lila? Yeah, it was a Friday night. I swear to God, like that was the best fun I had with a bunch of people I never knew. But it was really casual. It was fun. And we talked about whatever, I forget what the topics were, but we talked about everything. Encourage as many of those as you can as you get ready to do launch. So I only gave you space to do 2, but I'm telling you, this is a ramp up party. I want you to think about this as a party where you are getting people revved up about the fact that you are about to make this. It's like cocktails. Yeah, it's like, I can't remember what she called it, but it's cocktails and something. And she invites you, and you come, you bring your own cocktail of your choice, and we're all sitting around the video and we're talking and shooting the shit. And it was great fun. There's so many different things that you can do virtually that you don't necessarily have to have a live event. Live events are great, right? They are great. I am not suggesting that you shouldn't do it. If you can do a live event where you can get people and you can touch them, you can do that. But it can be costly to do live events, because you've got to have a venue. Again, there's a whole bunch of things that go into planning a live event. But I would venture to say host a live virtual event if you can. And there's so many different things that you can do for a live event. If you have products, you can have your products. You could send samples of your products to all the members who join. Have a small fee for them to get the products sent to them, right? And then you could do like a test and feedback session, right? You could do a roundtable discussion about, the types of things that your prospective customers want, right? Ask people to participate in that. You can do a reveal party, right? If you've got clothing and you've got multiple different unique pieces that are coming out. I think there is somebody who's got the Purpose Life, and she's been posting these amazing pictures of her products. She's got the plus size clothes. I just saw her pictures. There's an outfit that I want to get. I can't remember her name. Alexa, I think is her name. Hold on, let me see if I can find her. Alicia, that's you, right? Alicia, you're the one who's got the Purpose clothing, Purpose line. If you actually like had some models, like, come in and you guys demo the clothes in live, right? So people could actually see it, right? You do like a mini fashion show with pictures. You could even do a slideshow with all of the pictures that you have of the different outfits that you're going to be part of your collection. I mean, that's something that you could do as well. Again, the idea is to get attendance. The idea is to get engagement and to get people engaged in the process, right? So it's one thing to post, but as many people and as much conversation that you can have with individual people in group settings so that you can kill two birds with one stone, the better off you are, because again, you're killing two birds with one stone. You're maximizing your time and you're being efficient. And then if you record it and make it available so that people can watch it who weren't able to attend, then you can continue to get further engagement. So the idea here in the events is to plan as many events as time will allow, your budget will allow, that you can allow for marketing and promotion so that you can increase your engagement, right? Increased engagement increases your know, like, and trust, which therefore increases your sales, your pre-sales as a part of the event attendance. You can offer specials for those who attend. Again, I shy away from discounts, but offer them special discounting maybe, or pricing, or special perks for being in attendance to these pre-launch parties, these types of things. So these are things that you want to take. Again, I always say don't take it lightly, but think about what types of things that you want to do. So like yesterday, it was about the channels. Today is about the what. What are you going to do that you need to communicate such that you've allocated the right amount of time and that you're planning for them accordingly? All right. Do you ladies have any questions for me? You see, I did good. I didn't cough. Probably jinxed myself. I didn't think I brought enough cough drops. All right. Do you guys have any questions? All right. We've got 2 more days left in the challenge. So I'm going to be throwing some bonuses out there so you guys can get extra points. So don't forget, we do have prizes. First prize is $200 off of the Ready to Launch product takeoff program, which I'll be talking about at the end of the week. Second prize is a $50 gift certificate to Amazon. And then the third prize is a $25 Amazon gift certificate. I will be doing a special live on Monday next week, revealing who the winners are to those prizes. So if you guys don't have any questions, I look forward to seeing all about the events that you guys are going to be hosting and more details about it. So let me just say this one last thing before I go. If you told me that your acquaintance offer is an event, right? What you can post in today's prompt is more details about the event. When is the first event date that you're going to have? What's your plan for communicating the event? So the items that I put in the prompt, give me a little bit more details about the event. I think, Nyla, you told me exactly kind of what your goal is for the scope and what you're going to talk about. But let's talk about the actual event in terms of planning. Like what are your plans in terms of the date of the event? How many people, you're growing your list now. What's your plan for hosting that and that kind of stuff. So that's what I'd like to see for today's prompt. So you can do that in video, 50 extra points if you do it in video. If you post it, you'll get, I think it's 10 points if you just post in words. All right. I'm going to go if you guys don't have any questions. All right. I'm going to hang out. You guys good? All right, so for all of those who joined us live today, I think there are about 6 people who joined live. You get 30 extra points for joining live, so I'll add that to the tally. And I will try, my VA is keeping track of all the points, so I'll try and get that list from her as to what the point system is, so you guys know what the point spread is right now. All right, if there are no questions, I'm going to go. I'll talk to you soon. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.